Hi all, today we're going to look at defining figures by their attributes. And the way we're going to look at this is mainly by taking a closer look into quadrilaterals and the attributes that they all share, and as well as their defining attributes. This goes along with Content Standard 5GB3 in the 5th grade curriculum. Now what I've set up here is a quadrilateral family tree. And just as a family tree that you would have to show members of your family works, this quadrilateral family tree shows how all of these different figures are related, as well as how they're different and what really defines them as a figure. And we're going to start right at the top with quads, just quadrilaterals in general, which are four-sided figures. So as you can see, all of these figures that are on the screen have four sides. And we're going to take a closer look as to what makes them each special. First, let's take a look at this right side of the screen. And over here, we have trapezoids. And trapezoids have four sides, which makes them a quadrilateral, and they also have one pair of parallel sides. Moving over to the left, we're going to take a look at this figure here first, and that is a parallelogram. And parallelograms are figures that have two pairs of parallel sides, and we can show that by using these markings. One pair is here, and one pair is here. Now the way a family tree works is that everything below it belongs to the category above it. So parallelogram and trapezoids belong to quadrilaterals. The same goes for rectangles, rhombi, and squares. And you're going to see how these are all interconnected within their subcategories as well as we move along. Now going back to this side, we have a rectangle. And what defines a rectangle is that it has four sides, four congruent sides. I'm sorry, not congruent. They have four right angles and just as the parallelogram has, two pairs of parallel sides. The parallel sides on a rectangle are here and here. This shows that this rectangle is also a parallelogram. It belongs to this category of parallelograms and quadrilaterals, because to be a parallelogram, you need two pairs of parallel sides, and a rectangle has that. Now, if we take a closer look at this figure down here, we all know that this is a square. And a square is special because it has four right angles, two pairs of parallel sides, and it also has four congruent sides. And we're going to talk about those four congruent sides and why that is special in a second. But I just want to reiterate that a square also is a rectangle, because to be a rectangle you need four right angles, which the square has. You also need two pairs of parallel sides, which it has, which makes it a parallelogram. And it also has four congruent sides. And that is because a square is also a rhombus. The defining feature of a rhombus is that it has four congruent sides. And it also has two pairs of parallel sides, which make it a parallelogram. So as you can see, every figure that stands below other figures can be included in that hierarchy of figures. So a square is a rectangle because it has the defining feature of a rectangle, which is four right angles. A square is also a rhombus because it has the defining feature of a rhombus, which is four congruent sides. All of these figures, squares, rectangles, and rhombi, are parallelograms because they each have two pairs of parallel sides, which I'm going to mark again on this rhombus. And lastly, every figure on here, including trapezoids, are all quadrilaterals because they have 4 sides. Overall, you just need to remember that these quadrilaterals are all related because they have attributes that belong to specific categories as well as their subcategories. And the defining attributes and defining features are all met within this hierarchy. Thanks, I hope this was helpful.